Alright guys, so we hit 35k thanks to a certain video kind of blowing up a little bit and becoming semi-fail-tech version of viral. So what I'm going to do today is another Q&A. I'm going to try and keep this one short since the last one was 20 minutes. So I'm going to kind of rapid fire through the questions. Anyway, the first one is from Mitchell, who says, who is your favourite video game and what streamer do you watch? Many thanks for Reed. Well, my favourite video game is iRacing at the moment, which I've been playing an awful lot of, and my favourite streamer is this guy called MTSC2. Not sure who that is, but he's this awesome streamer and you should go and follow him. If we can get him to 500 follows in the next couple of days, I'll be super happy with that. How do I get new phones for review? Well, a normal reviewer, I guess, would just ask companies, but I ask companies and they say no. So I usually buy my phone, so I'll go on eBay, I'll buy a used version of a smartphone, I'll use it, and then I'll sell it on. And the phones, like the Mate 20 Pro was one of the very few phones that I didn't buy. This is lent to me, like borrowed from my good friend Damien Wilde, who is a friend of mine, not a company. So at the moment, companies aren't kind of happy lending me stuff, but I am able to leverage my friends and also somewhat eBay. Although at the moment, money is pretty tight. Did I sell my phone after review? I think. I sell most of my phones after review, and this can tie in with a few more questions I believe I've got later on. But yeah, most of the times I will legitimately just sell my phones straight after, because I only really buy them for review. Do I have a standard checklist with checkpoints for a phone review? No, not really. I kind of like have a general idea of what I'm going to look at. I try to cover everything I can. I cover the screen, battery, camera, build, everything like that. But I don't have like a specific checklist that I use for every, like a template for every single video. I don't have that. Will I check out the Redmi Note 7 Pro? Probably not, because I don't have the money right now and I doubt Xiaomi's going to send that to me. What do I think about Android 4.0? In 2019, it's completely unusable, unless you're one of the very few people who still use a smartphone simply to call and text message. Am I interested in Tesla? Well, as a car enthusiast, I suppose Tesla is kind of there for me. I really like the fact that it's got instant torque being down to an electric motor, but I'm not one of those car guys that is kind of into cars by reading a spec sheet. For example, if I ever hit like 1 million subscribers and I have enough money to go and buy myself a YouTuber's car, I'm not going to go and buy a sports car like a supercar or a Tesla or anything like that. I'll probably buy a used Subaru because Subarus are my life. How many phones do I keep after a review? Well, in fact, let's have a look. In this drawer, these are all of my smartphones, everybody. These are all my smartphones. In fact, some of them aren't even mine. This is Callum's mother's iPhone 3G. Don't think that works. Here are a couple of Sony Xperia models. Very, very old. They also don't work whatsoever. I should probably get rid of those. My old OG Nexus 4, which I need to do a screen replacement on, doesn't work currently. Here's a Moto X2, which is completely beaten up, been dropped and basically battered. Doesn't work. Here is an LG G2, which I used for my review and then got a boot loop and is basically entirely unusable now. It just completely boot loops. Doesn't work. Here's Callum's old Motorola Moto Z. Boot loops. Doesn't work. Also has a Wi-Fi radio problem. Here is a super cheap, super old eBay smartphone for like £10. Doesn't work. And here is my BlackBerry 8520, which, despite having loads of bumps and grime everywhere, does actually work. That's it. I don't have any proper usable smartphones apart from that, apart from my current and only phone, thankfully, because I believe Damien did give this to me. This is my Umi Digi Z2. That's my phone. That's my only phone that properly works apart from my BlackBerry. 60 thoughts. Well, I recommend you go and watch this video by my good friend Alex or Tech Focus. Other than that, you have kind of mentioned the Discord. So yes, Discord is on the screen now. I'll leave a nice big hyperlink thing. I'll leave a link in the description, as well as new merch that's come out and social medias. If you follow me on Twitter, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I do need to build up that Twitter following so I can try and use it as leverage to get some kind of product in for review. Best used phone at €200. I believe that equates to, in fact, I need to Google that. £170. That's I'd say Galaxy S7, perhaps Galaxy S8 territory. Yeah, that's a pretty good price point. I would say that probably an iPhone 6s Plus, or maybe a Galaxy S7. Will I do a giveaway or review the S10? Reviewing the S10 is going to be very difficult because one, I do not have that kind of money, and two, I do not have access to anyone who's going to have that. Maybe in the next 6 months, but I don't know. Yeah, so I very much doubt it, at least for the next 6 months. And for giveaways, I again can't afford to do those at the moment. Do I use a particular set of headphones or earbuds? I use this pair of headphones, the Sony 770BN, I believe. It's a Bluetooth pair of headphones that I use for everything, from like my racing sim, to editing videos, to listening to music, to watching films, to going to the gym, like everything. They're Bluetooth, although for my computers I use them wired, but for my phone I use them Bluetooth. They're workhorse of a set of headphones, and I really like them. Why don't I make technology news videos? Mainly because they are overdone. I think we've got, you know, Front Page Tech and other sources tech linked, and I believe Techno Buffalo still have their own kind of news. They're just kind of, it doesn't interest me, number one, and number two, like, just go and watch theirs. Like, I don't need to, you know, repeatedly make another news source, or at least another news channel. What do I think about the launch of the Mi 9 S10 and promise of 5G? 5G is going to be super awesome. I think it's probably going to replace fiber in a lot of areas since it's cheaper to implement. The Mi 9 I don't really know much about, other than it's an improved Mi 8. I don't really care too much about Xiaomi at the moment, and the S10, obviously that's been all over the news. S10 seems like a really good phone. I really like to have one of those, but I don't and probably won't. Super cool display though. And finally, what caught my attention at MWC? Well, probably the first thing was that big chonky Energizer phone. Like, it wasn't necessarily very good, but that thing's super awesome. Secondly, I don't know if it's part of MWC or not, because I can't remember that far back. I don't tend to look at new tech and mostly focus on old stuff, but there's the Huawei Mate X foldable phone. That looked really interesting. Really didn't like the Samsung version of that, or then maybe I'd be persuaded if I looked at it in person. And I think, apart from that, the G7 or the G8 and the V50 were interesting to look at, but obviously they're not very innovative compared to anything like, I don't know, the Galaxy Fold X and the Mate X. And the Energizer phone, to be honest, probably is more interesting than the LG phones. But as an LG fan myself, I'm really interested in them. But the one phone that I wasn't expecting to see, and I wasn't expecting to excite me as much as it did, is that the new, I can't remember what it's called, the Sony Xperia something. I'll put it on screen right now. It has a 21:9-ish screen aspect ratio, which is like super tall. And I don't know, it just looks kind of cool. Right, that was my super quick Q&A. Hopefully I edited through it quite quickly as well, because I want to get it out as soon as possible. I want to thank you all so much for 35,000 subscribers. It's been a blast. I'm so glad that we were able to make 35k not even a quarter into the year, and the fact that I'm able to do this stuff is really awesome. I have got a couple of things lined up for projects in the near future, including something to do with mobile data, something to do with media tech, and also something to do with my friends over at Kingston. I've also released some clothing that I'm kind of promoting, but to be honest, I only made it for myself. I set all the profits to like as minimum as possible. I believe they're like $1, maybe $1.50, but I have managed to price those as low as possible just so I could buy them myself. Also, if you haven't noticed, I have got new social medias at failtech_UK, purely because my Temique branding is kind of a bit edgy. And finally, again, thanks to Dario, if you want to join the Discord, because it's super interesting, we do get up to quite a lot of stuff on there, then you can definitely check that out here. Also, I want to give a massive shout out to Alan, or Slowdens, whose music has actually got into the charts in Sweden, which is like super awesome. So I'll leave a link to his music below. You can go and check him out on Spotify, iTunes and Deezer, and I believe Google Play Music as well. Anyway, that's been about it from me, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do like, dislike, comment and subscribe if you're new to this. And if this video like this one, also check out my social medias. All links will be in the video description as always. Thank you to my patrons. You guys are super awesome. My name has been Ryan Thomas from Failtech, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.